I'm afraid the United Nations is working hand in glove with the Obama White House to deal a backdoor death blow to our Second Amendment rights by implementing every horrific provision of their so-called small arms treaty. Hello, this is Dudley Brown, president of your National Association for Gun Rights, with an urgent message. Coming out of the August 24th UN meeting, I fully expect Obama and his globalist allies to double down on the UN's gun-grabbing provisions. Without your action today, I'm afraid they may very well get their way. That's why your National Association for Gun Rights is gearing up to launch a massive banner bomb to flood the internet and create a tidal wave of opposition against the UN Small Arms Treaty. Starting the day after the Mexico summit, our banners will turn up the heat on targeted U.S. senators, flooding their phone lines and town halls with patriots' demands to support the Second Amendment and resist Obama's globalist deals. That's why it's critical you chip in to help the National Association for Gun Rights run a full-fledged banner bomb program before the August 20th deadline. I can't explain what a disaster it would be if the United Nations Small Arms Treaty provisions ever became a reality in the United States. But to date, 70 countries have ratified the treaty. 60 more have signed on, including the United States. The treaty's text includes everything from new regulations on ammo and firearms to limiting the ability to sell guns. But by far the worst of its provisions appear in Article 5, which require governments to establish and maintain a national control system, including a national control list. This is nothing more than international gun registration. And with less than 2 years left of the Obama administration, the gun grabbers know their time is running out to strike. So I'm afraid the rumored regulatory proposals that news reports say President Obama is preparing will be unleashed following the August 24th Mexico summit. That's why I'm not taking anything for granted. I know self-described pro-Second Amendment members of Congress have taken several half measures against the treaty. They've passed an easily undone ban on federal funding. They've written letters in opposition to the White House. But with President Obama ready to pull the trigger on UN-approved regulatory proposals, it's time to play hardball. The United Nations depends on the United States for a fat chunk of its overall funding, which Congress controls. There's no way the United Nations Small Arms Treaty scheme could ever be implemented worldwide without the United States' tacit support. That's why it's time to get serious. NAGR's targeted banner bomb will put pressure on your U.S. senators to defund, investigate, and stop President Obama's bureaucratic schemes to impose any part of the United Nations Small Arms Treaty, even if that means cutting off funding to the United Nations. This may be the only way to ensure President Obama and the global gun grabbers get the message. Pro-Second Amendment members of Congress must stand ready to issue the threat. But I'm afraid this will only happen with your immediate action. After seeing members of Congress roll over for President Obama on so many other areas, you and I must stiffen their spines. That's why I'm counting on you to chip in a generous gift to help me generate the grassroots pressure to ensure that doesn't happen. Your contribution will help me launch an all-out plan to mobilize Second Amendment supporters from all over the country. That means mail, email, social media like Facebook, an all-out media blitz, and even hard-hitting internet, radio, and TV ads if I can raise the resources. But time is running out. The United Nations is gearing up to meet in Mexico on August 24th to hash out the details to implement their small arms treaty. And President Obama is putting the finishing touches on a horde of new radical anti-gun regulatory proposals. So there's no time to waste. Please chip in with your most generous contribution today. Thank you.